Welcome to the playoffs winners finals. This is the set between Benji and the Southern Shuckles and Drizzle Boy and Croatian Vanilluxe. This is the two finalists of the winners bracket, so the winner of this battle will be moving on to grand finals and their spot in the top two. The loser of this battle does get knocked down to losers finals, where they'll face either Startoad or Morgana depending on who wins that matchup. So this is looking to be a very exciting match. Both of these trainers kind of underdogs in playoffs, considering that neither of them are high seeds going into Victory Road Season 3. They showed very good performance, very good improvement overall, so really excited to see what these two bring. In terms of Mega Pokemon, we have Mega Aggron and Mega Gardevoir respectively, and then we have Z Attack Raichu Alola, no Z Pokemon on Croatian Vanilluxe. So taking a look at these teams, it looks like Benji's bringing his usual, actually both of the teams having some very usual picks. I think we'll see that Electric Terrain Core being very effective because it hits pretty hard. There are a lot of resistances to them, especially Pharaoh Seed being able to resist both Raichu, Alola, and Tapu Koko. I'm assuming that something's going to have Hidden Power Fire or maybe Fire Punch on Mega Aggron. But Pharaoh Seed does look like it could be a nice wall. Rotom Heat also resisting a few things, but Raichu Alola can hit it with Psychic. So it does look like he's actually a little prepared for that Electric Core. Mega Aggron's going to be hard to take on from the physical side, and then Vaporeon's going to be hard to take on from the special side. So he's going to have to find a way to kind of weave through both of those Pokemon. In terms of Benji's definitely going to want to control hazards coming from Pharaoh Seed and prevent these setup Pokemon from sweeping. I think even a belly-drummed Linoone might not be able to break through Mega Aggron. It doesn't really have anything that hits it super hard, and it is quite frail. Hitmonlee can be pretty tough, but Raichu Alola can deal with it easily. So overall, this looks like it's going to be a pretty explosive match. Lots of offense coming from Drizzle Boy. Benji's going to be mixed on the offense and the defense. But let's jump right in and see how these trainers do. Alright, here we go, and we begin with Astalos the Tapu Koko versus Pharaoh Seed. Not a good matchup for Tapu Koko, so it's going to go and Volt Switch out of there, setting up that Electric Terrain, and Gammoth the Donphan comes in. Gammoth can go for Rapid Spin. That will remove Leech Seed at the expense of doing some damage from the Iron Barbs, however. Knockoff is actually what Gammoth decides to go for. That's going to remove Eviolite. That's going to make it a lot easier to deal with Pharaoh Seed for Benji, but it is at full health almost because of the Leech Seed, and Rajang, the Raichu Alola, comes in taking that spikes damage and also being Leech Seeded as well. Rajang now at 76%. Still 2 turns of the Electric Terrain. It looks like Pharaoh Seed's going to scout out that move. It's a Hidden Power. I'm going to put my money on Hidden Power Fire. And it is indeed Hidden Power Fire. Even without the Eviolite, Pharaoh Seed is able to withstand that 4 times effective move from a rather strong special attacker. Goes to show that Pharaoh Seed is quite ferocious, like the name implies. Valstrax the Aggron comes in. That Protect isn't going to do anything, and there goes Mega Aggron going for the Fire Punch, taking out Pharaoh Seed, and the score is now 6-5. There is still 1 layer of spikes up. Benji's going to have to go for the Rapid Spin if he wants to remove that. Gardevoir comes in, but in comes Mizutsune. Was Gardevoir going to go for the Focus Blast? No, a Will-O-Wisp actually. Interesting choice of move. Renders Mega Aggron very weakened in the attacking department, but Mizutsune takes it and does not mind being burned, especially because it would rather be burned than toxic. The Wish goes up, and Mizutsune is pretty bulky, only taking 39% from that Thunderbolt, and there's the toxic on Rotom. Mizutsune sitting at a comfortable 99%, 94 after the burn. And there's the Protect Scout. It looks like Rotom is going to go for the Trick. Trick would very much hurt Mizutsune, who likes to Wish, Protect, and Toxic. So I'm guessing we're going to see something else switch in to take that trick. Indeed, Rajang comes in and Rotom goes for the trick. It's not going to work though, so we will probably see Rotom switch out now. Maybe Rajang goes for the Psychic. Gliscor comes in, and indeed we see the Psychic from Rajang. It's going to do 43%. Another 42% to Gliscor, who's at 15%, and the Earthquake takes out Rajang, the first Pokemon to go down on Benji's team, and the score is now 5-5 with Gliscor hanging on at 15%. Gammoth comes in at 50%, and the Ice Shard is going to hit. The Yache Berry weakens it, but does not take it down, does not do enough to prevent it from going down, rather. And Gardevoir comes in, taking out Gammoth. Score is now an even 4-4. Ocelos comes in to face Gardevoir, that electric terrain going up, and Rotom is going to come in. The Thunderbolt hits Rotom, doing 41% as it's brought down to 16 from that toxic damage. One more Thunderbolt will be enough, and that's exactly what happens. Rotom Heat goes down, and the score is now 4-3, and we see the second half of the match being entered with Gardevoir coming in. That Thunderbolt hits it hard, doing 51%, as the Hyper Voice hits Ocelos pretty hard, but not enough to take it down as Gardevoir goes down to the Thunderbolt. Scores 4-2 now. Hitmonlee comes in. Anything is possible. The Dazzling Gleam is going to bring it down to 3%. Hitmonlee goes for the Curse. That's going to give it a bulk up, while the White Herb removes the speed drop and also activates Unburden. Hitmonlee is able to take out Ocelos now, and the score becomes 3-2. In comes Valstrax. The close combat hits really hard, taking it down to 4%, but not enough to take it out as Valstrax retaliates with the power-up punch, taking out Hitmonlee. Score is 3-1 now. And Linoone at 100% comes in. There's the belly drum. This is the final gambit for Drizzleboy. Can it take a heavy slam though? That is what Valstrax uses and takes out Linoone. After that power-up punch boosts its attack. I think that was a good play. Very intense match. That is a 3-0 victory for Benji and the Southern Shuckles over Drizzleboy. And what a match. If Linoone had taken out Valstrax and then maybe went for the belly drum after, maybe it would have actually been able to sweep, unless Kyurem was able to take it down in one shot. Which Linoone can be kind of bulky if it invests in HP. Interesting to think about, but Valstrax did do the right thing, I think, by going for the power-up punch and then the heavy slam. That was enough to take down Linoone. So very interesting match there between these two players, and a really close one, closer than it seems. So Benji advances with a 1-0 victory in the set, but we still have another match to look at, so let's take a look at that one now. This is battle number 2 in the set of Southern Shuckles versus Croatian Vanilluxe, and we see Benji has no changes on his team. Drizzleboy did make one change. Rotom Heat has been exchanged for Manaphy. Rotom Heat kind of struggling versus Vaporeon in that last match, trying to go for the trick. Didn't work because of the Protect scouting. So I think that Manaphy was meant to take on Aggron and Donphan, although it can be quite vulnerable to those electric terrain sweepers, so it will have to be careful in that regard. Overall, I do think it can be an interesting switch for sure in this matchup, and Drizzleboy's going to bring his all. He has to win this one to go to game 3. If not, he is knocked down to loser's bracket. So Manaphy also has Z any privilege, so that's something to note as well. So we're going to jump into this match and see how this goes. So we begin with Ferroseed and Gammoth the Donphan. Gammoth going for that knockoff again to remove the Eviolite. Ferroseed going straight away for the Leaf Seed instead of setting up hazards first. So there's Ukanlos coming in. One layer of spikes is now up as Ferroseed goes for the Protect. Ukanlos going for the Hidden Power. Everything carrying Hidden Power Fire. That's how it is when you're versus a Ferrothorn or a Ferroseed. So there's a substitute from Ukanlos, but it can still get hit by the Hyper Voice from Gardevoir, so it has to be very careful. Yeah, it switches out into Mizutsune to avoid that Hyper Voice. Gardevoir Mega Evolving. Indeed, Hyper Voice is the move used, doing 37% to Mizutsune. What a specially defensive Titan that it doesn't only... it doesn't even take 40% from a Hyper Voice. So Mizutsune is there, setting up the Wish. And Manaphy goes for the Z move. It is Z Rain Dance, so that's going to actually allow hydration. And the Toxic will not matter versus Manaphy because of that hydration. Manaphy gets cured of all status in the rain. The Z variant also allows it to boost its speed, so it will outspeed Astalos the Tapu Koko, unless Tapu Koko is Choice Scarfed. And there's a 2.5 times special attack on Manaphy as well. The Surf is going to take out Astalos, and the score is now 5-6. This Manaphy is looking very threatening. In comes Rajang, the Raichu Alola. It will still outspeed Manaphy in the electric terrain. And there's that Z move. It is Stoke Spark Surfer that is going to take out Manaphy in one shot. The score is now 5-5. Manaphy was a big threat, but it was taken down. In comes Gliscor to face Rajang. And Gammoth, the Donphan, is going to come in instead. That critical hit Earthquake does 26% to Gammoth. And another Earthquake, bringing it down to 3%. Gammoth goes for the knockoff. That is going to remove a Yache Berry from Gliscor. It's rare to see a Gliscor without a Toxic Orb attached. So the Ice Shard, now no Yache Berry there. It brings Gliscor down to 18%, but Gammoth is taken down. No more Rapid Spin access either for Benji, so that Spike is going to be a thorn in his side. Ukanlos comes out to face Gliscor, and the Ice Beam takes Gliscor down. The score is now 4-4. I think we'll probably see Mega Gardevoir come in to face Ukanlos. Indeed, we do. Mega Gardevoir comes in, and there's Mizutsune, the Mega Gardevoir special wall. The Focus Blast hits, doing 26%. Mizutsune at a comfortable 68%, as Pharaoh Seed is the next one to come in. No Toxic will affect Pharaoh Seed because of the Steel typing. So in comes Rajang instead, probably to go for another Hidden Power Fire. Rajang does get Leech Seeded, however. Pharaoh Seed going for the Protect. And Hidden Power Fire doesn't hit. Meanwhile, Rajang is slowly but surely getting its HP drained. It goes for the Thunderbolt instead of Hidden Power Fire. And spikes are now up. 2 layers of spikes as Pharaoh Seed goes back to 94%. Valstrax comes in. There's not really a switch into Valstrax's moves. Yeah, the Fire Punch takes out Pharaoh Seed. The score is now 4-3. Gardevoir still can hit hard. Indeed, it comes in, threatening the Focus Blast. Rajang comes in, and that Focus Blast misses. Hyper Voice will hit though. I'm surprised actually that it outsped. Yeah, Rajang should have outsped, so I guess it was a modest nature. The Thunderbolt hits Mizutsune at 15%. Going for the Wish though, it can stall out here. Indeed, it does go for some stalling out tactics. Mizutsune now sitting at 78%. Probably going to go for the Toxic. Indeed, Hitmonlee comes in and gets Toxic. Mizutsune at 84%. Hitmonlee is suffering some Toxic Poison, and there's the Curse. Mizutsune goes for a Wish. Can it survive a close combat, though? I'm not sure. Ukanlos comes in at 59% to receive that Wish. But Hitmonlee goes for yet another Curse. Unburden is activated. It has a speed drop, so it's as if it has a Choice Scarf, and the close combat is enough to take down Ukanlos. Hitmonlee is getting that increased Toxic damage, though. Score is 2-3 as Mizutsune comes in at 74%. Mizutsune going for the Protect to stall out that Toxic damage, so the close combat will not hit. One more turn of Toxic will take out Hitmonlee. And the double protect is successful. Mizutsune is able to stall out that close combat. And Hitmonlee is taken down. The score is now 2-2. Lanoon comes out. A belly drum will be pretty tough to deal with. Mizutsune at 86%. Going for the Scald. Will it burn? It looks like it does not burn, and Mizutsune is now pretty scared with that extreme speed threat. Indeed, Mizutsune is taken down by extreme speed, and the final Pokemon is Mega Aggron at 55%. Lanoon goes for the Stomping Tantrum. 13% on Valstrax, who takes out Lanoon with the Heavy Slam, and the Megas are the last Pokemon to face each other. Mega Gardevoir will be able to pick out Valstrax, I think. Yeah, that Thunderbolt is enough to take down Valstrax, and the score is 1-0 for Drizzleboy over Benji. So the set score is now 1-1, and we enter into the third match. It looks like the spikes really helped Drizzleboy out, and the Manaphy set also helped him out a lot. Losing Tapu Koko was not good for Benji. Lanoon is also pretty scary. Mega Aggron could face it, but after it sets up a belly drum, it wreaks havoc on pretty much everything, so that's also something that Benji has to really be careful of. Gardevoir also a big threat. So I think that Drizzle has found sort of his flow, especially with Hitmonlee, Gardevoir, and Lanoon being such big offensive threats. If he brings them in on the right Pokemon, then he could do massive damage. So both these trainers going into that final match, and let's see how it goes, what changes are made, and who will advance onto the grand finals, who will be knocked down to losers finals. Let's see. All right, we enter the final match of the winners finals, and this is once again Benji versus Drizzleboy. Set score is 1-1. This is the final battle. Winner takes all. There has been a change made on Benji's team. It is Tangrowth instead of Kyurem. It looks like Kyurem was having trouble with Gardevoir, and Tangrowth is a physically bulky Pokemon, so it will be able to take some hits from Hitmonlee and also block Leech Seed from Pharaoh Seed. So those two things make Tangrowth have a lot going for it, so I do think it was a good switch. And let's see who can come out on top. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in. Alright, so we see Pharaoh Seed leading. The standard lead for Drizzleboy in this. Gammoth going for the knockoff to remove that Eviolite again, and there's the Leech Seed. So Pharaoh Seed still sitting pretty comfortably at 96% as Valstrax comes in, and there's a layer of spikes going up. Pharaoh Seed goes for the Protect, and Valstrax goes for the Fire Punch. Manaphy comes in to take that Fire Punch, and it will hit, taking Manaphy down to 89% and also burning it. That could hinder Benji if he wanted to Toxic Manaphy, but because it has high hydration, I'm not sure if that's the case. So Astalos comes in, setting up that Electric Surge, but Gliscor comes in. Yamasumaki is who takes the place of Astalos, and the knockoff is going to remove those leftovers. In comes Pharaoh Seed, and Leech Seed will not work on Pharaoh Seed, although it goes both ways. Leech Seed won't work on Tangrowth. In comes Rajang, and there's a second layer of spikes going up. Pharaoh Seed going for the Protect. Rajang will not be able to hit with that Hidden Power Fire. This time Hidden Power Fire does hit, but Rajang is successfully seeded as Pharaoh Seed regains a little health to 36%. Astalos, the Tapu Koko, comes in, and there's Gliscor. The two meet again. In comes Yamasumaki, though. Its Regenerator allows it to go back to 100% as it reaches 74%. Pharaoh Seed comes in to block the Leech Seed, presumably. Indeed, the Leech Seed will not work versus Pharaoh Seed, and Rajang comes back in. Pharaoh Seed sets up a final layer of spikes, so all of Benji's switches are going to be pretty punished right now. Benji's going to have to bring in Donphan at some point to go for the rapid spin. So the Hidden Power Fire does take out Pharaoh Seed. It's done its job, however, setting up 3 layers of spikes. Score is now 6-5 as Gliscor comes in. Yamasumaki comes in. Once again, those spikes hurting. And Gliscor goes for the Earthquake. It's not going to do much versus Yamasumaki. Another Earthquake hits. And Yamasumaki does go for the Leech Seed. There are no immune Pokemon to Leech Seed on Drizzle Boy's team at this point. Gliscor goes for the Defog. So all those spikes that he set up are now gone. Yamasumaki sitting pretty comfortably. I'm wondering if that was a misclick. Stealth Rock is now up. Oh, it looks like he says, wait, it doesn't remove Leech Seed. Yeah, only Rapid Spin removes Leech Seed, just Rapid Spin, not Defog. So Gliscor is taken down by the Giga Drain and Leech Seed. Rocks are now up on Benji's side, but those spikes are gone, and that's going to hinder Drizzle a lot. Even if it did remove Leech Seed, I don't think it was worth removing all those layers of spikes just to remove the Leech Seed. So Gardevoir and Mizutsune face off. Once again, Mizutsune tanking those hits pretty comfortably. Manaphy comes in at 83%. Mizutsune going for that Wish. And in comes Gardevoir Mega again, interestingly enough. Astalos is going to receive that Wish, now at full HP and setting up the Electric Terrain. Thunderbolt brings Gardevoir down to 24%. And the Hyper Voice actually takes out Astalos. Interesting. In another battle, it didn't take out Astalos, so I guess this is a different investment. Rajang comes out to finish the job on Gardevoir, using Thunderbolt to take it out. Score is now 5-3. Manaphy comes in, interestingly enough. I thought that we'd see Linoone go for the Extreme Speed. Manaphy is taken out by the Thunderbolt. Score is now 5-2 as Hitmonlee comes in. And the Psychic takes out Hitmonlee. Score is 5-1. Linoone is the final Pokemon on Drizzle's team. The Extreme Speed takes down Rajang. The score is now 4-1. Can Linoone reversal this? Valstrax comes in. It's at 94%. It's going to be very hard to take down. The Belly Drum is set up. Linoone at full HP, but it will have to take a hit from Valstrax. That Heavy Slam brings it down to 14%. Stomping Tantrum doing 43% to Valstrax, who retaliates with a Heavy Slam, taking out Linoone, and that is the set. It is a 2-1 victory for Benji and the Southern Shuckles over Drizzle Boy and Croatian Vanilluxe. And Benji and the Southern Shuckles will take the winner's bracket slot in the grand finals, a very good position to be in. He does have a set advantage over whoever he faces, so he's sitting pretty comfortably. And what a comeback story, starting off in last place, being, I believe, seed 9 was it, and ending up in the grand finalist position on the winners bracket side. What a good showing from Drizzle Boy 2. It looks like he is beating himself up a little bit over the defog, removing the spikes, which was quite detrimental to him, but it's a learning experience, and he has shown quite the capacity to learn, so I think that he will continue learning and showing that capability. It's not over for him yet. He still does have losers finals. He is in the top 3 at least, so we'll see if he can make it into grand finals and get that rematch with Benji. But overall, yeah, very exciting set, and thanks for tuning in. We still have some more playoff sets coming for you, so stay tuned for those. Until then, this is Noel, and I'll see you for the next battles.